Hey, how are you? How you doing? You guys good? Good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. So, um, my goal is to give you at least 1 to 2 videos a week, but short videos that get to the point, give you what it says it's gonna give you, and we keep it moving. Plus, not only am I making my hand creations, but I also signed up to a new gym. I'll be letting y'all know how that's going. Now, if I could join a hat class for 15 weeks, I think I can do a gym class for 15 weeks. What do y'all think? Of course I can, right? So I'm going to do it. Um, there was this one inspirational video I was watching, and they said, when you set a goal and you don't meet your goal, you're letting yourself down. And, you know, it can just downward spiral on and what you think about yourself and your accomplishments. So my goal is to finish what I start. Just simply put, finish what you start. And I want to feel good at the other end of this. So my goal is 15 classes. If I could do 15 classes of hats, I can do 15 classes for Rita, devoted to my health, devoted to getting fit. I'm actually just going to be doing weight building classes, and I'll do cardio at home or with my doggy. My dog's like, huh? Have a Frenchie. They're not into exercising. That's why I got them, because we on the same energy level. But we're gonna change it up because it's time. It's time to get healthier, and you know, give give back to myself. It's time to give back to myself, and it's time to give back to yourself too. Okay. All right. That's not what you came here for. Didn't I say I was going to get to the point? So let's do it. So what we're going to do is two things to this hat. I've already blocked it, as you can see. Now we're going to um, make the indentation at the top more pronounced. A lot of milliners, hat designers, Mad Hatters, um, they have pressers, wooden pressers. That it's a piece of wood that resembles the top shape of the hat. In this case, the top half is like a fedora shape, and basically they keep the wood up here while it dries, and it leaves that indentation. Well, this is a little bit puffy. The indentation isn't sharp. So how do we make it sharp? Very simple. Now, you see these strings are connected. They're down here, making an indentation. Now, this style of hat, this is a fedora cap. So the brim doesn't go all the way around. It almost looks like a baseball cap up here in the front. You can kind of see. Let me let you look a little closer. You see how that looks? If you follow the white line, you can see the outline of the bottom of the hat. So it's going to look like a fedora cap. Fedora up top, cap at the bottom. Right now, this particular style seems to be trending. And I like it. I'm here for it. Okay, so I'm going to use the same string that I'm used down here. And I'm basically going to hammer in quite a few nails. Not nails, these are pins to hold it down, to press it down. Let's see. I'll press it down really firm. I'm putting the pin on top of the rope. There we go. And I'm going to do quite a few of these, because I want that indentation at the top of the hat to be pronounced. I want you to recognize it as a fedora top. This is so as it dries, and I might even re-wet it because it feels pretty dry to me now. And when it's wet a little bit, as it dries, it keeps the indentation a little bit more. So, and we're gonna let this dry for about 24 hours, 18 to 24 hours. The other thing we're gonna do to it, and I'll probably save that for another video, because yeah, I wanna keep your attention, and I know I can't be too long-winded in these videos as much as y'all enjoy hearing my voice. So this fedora cap is trending, and I know two other black milliners, hat designers who do this exact cap that I'm doing for you right now. So I'm a fan of their work. I really am. I'm a fan of their work. And I don't want my work to look just like theirs, you know? I need to add a point of difference. In fact, any designer, if you make anything, we know, you know, blouses have been done by so many designers, thousands of designers. Well, if you come out and you decide, I want to make blouses, how are you going to make your blouse different? How are you going to help it to stand out so that someone goes, huh, this is something that has a little different point of difference that I like, right? And we see that in designs that come back, right? We have things that come back, but they come back with a twist. Always. I remember wearing jellies. They brought jellies back. I'm talking about I switched to shoes, but it's still in fashion. But they added a twist. It didn't look exactly like the jellies I used to wear when I was in elementary school. You know? So if you're doing anything that's being done and you're a designer, just make sure you add your perspective, your point of difference. Your point of difference, you know? Why should someone purchase yours over another? In designing, it shouldn't be because of the price. You know, it should be because the design is different. And the reason why I mention, you know, these were black designers, a lot of times we can come up, because we came up within the same culture, sometimes our designs can look similar because we're representing our culture, or we're pulling from the culture that we grew up in. So that's why I'm like, okay, it can't be exactly like it. We all have good taste, me and these other two designers, but I can tell we're all designing, you know, on the culture, for the culture, because we grew up in this culture. So we know what our people like. We know what people like, period. But we especially know what our people like. And this is for everybody. Don't get me wrong. But we are all influenced, just like you have chefs. Chefs are influenced by the meals that they grew up on. Some of them will recreate their grandmothers and their mothers and their aunts' dishes, right? And it's just something that they grew up with. And then as they become chefs, they'll remake it, but they'll add a little twist to it. But there's something familiar within the core of it. So this is no different. I know my people love cheetah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm going as my point of difference. Um, in one of the other future videos, you'll be able to find it. I'm actually going to make some cheetah ears out here. Actually, I said two other designers. Now I'm gonna say three other Black women designers, because there's one woman designer who has this, but it's the furry material of the cheetah. There's another designer who does this same style of fedora cap, but she uses bright, bold colors, and she puts people's initials at the top. And then there's another designer who has the ears, but they're huge. They almost look like rabbit ears. So I'm gonna stick with the animal, and I'm going to just get an exact form of a cheetah's ears that aren't over exaggerated. When I cut this brown material, I'm going to use it up here and create that. All right, so look what we did, guys. We took our pins and our string and we basically hammered it in all around, and this is going to give us our indentation. Okay, yeah. I'm probably going to remist it a little bit. Now, if I want to do this on the sides for my eyes to make that more indented, I could. Do I want to? Whoop. I don't know. Do I want to? Let me see. I could. You have to really follow. I could. Why not? Why not? And after I'm done, I'm going to re-wet this. Now, if I'm doing this on both sides, I'm going to have to make sure they both look the same. Actually, hold on. Yeah, let me do it this way. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to come down this way. No, we're going to leave it alone. Okay, so now we're going to remove, it's been 24 hours. We're going to remove our pins and our roping from our block. And I just wanted to show you, I had referenced earlier that if you don't have a presser, a wooden presser, sometimes I think these come in, what do they call it? Metal, wood, or there's one, I think that's plastic, but it's a different type of plastic, very durable, like 3D. I'm not sure about the plastic one, but I know it does come in wood and metal, so they call them pressers or tippers. So you see how it fits here? So this is a presser that I could have put on here, and you need pressure and tension on it to keep the crease in the crown So you would tie it with maybe a cheesecloth or muslin. Okay. Now this is the Cadillac of pressers, because not only is it pressing down the middle of this fedora, but it's also getting those two nice dents in the front. So it's pressing three areas. The top, this is an asymmetrical hat that I'm loving. And the two eyes, they call it, of the fedora. So you see there, these are for the eyes, and this is for the middle. So everybody doesn't have every tool. Unless you have been doing this for a couple of decades, you probably have every tool. But if you're just starting out, like myself, I don't have every tool. And this is what I used before I bought my pressers. This is what we did in class. And it worked. Because when you're in class, you don't have, the schools are limited on their supplies and what they have as well. So you learn how to make do. I'm just removing these the same way that we put them in. Try not to go against the grain. So this is facing this way. I'm not going to pull it back this way. I'm going to pull it the direction that I nailed it in. How was your guys' day? It was nothing but rainy here. I took my dog with me, Dion. I had to pick up, what did I have to pick up? I had to pick up some hair supplies, and he went with me. But when it was time to come out the car, he didn't want to come out. He was like, it's rainy. Okay. So you could see the indentation there, you see? It worked, but if you look close enough, it's like a hole perforation. You can't see it too much because of the print, but there is a hole there from the pins. So what I'm going to do is take like a metal brush. And one thing I've learned about felt is that you can brush felt, and whatever holes and perforations you have, they lift right on up. The wooden brush does it the fastest, and the holes just disappear because you're basically pushing all the felt that was separated by the pins right back together. So don't worry about that, okay? Ever. Because this is not the only place where we put pins. You also put pins down here and on the sides. There are 0 holes now. There were some before, 0 now. So this is going to become your best friend when using felt. Those mini wire brushes. You can get a big one too. Okay. And I had seen another milliner use this brush on her brim when she sewed her brim so as to make it look smooth. She just brushed it smooth. But again, this is with felt, not with straw or cinnamon, because that's different. You can actually fray straw or cinnamon because it is frayable, and it's not like felt. Felt is a whole different animal. Yeah, so I see just little perforations, tiny perforations from my pins, but we're just getting rid of them. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to necessarily do it now, is I'm going to cut this, and I am going to have another video on how I add some leopard ears on the sides. But I just wanted to show you how the pins will work to help keep your impression as it dries at the top. If you don't have a presser, then just make do with what you got. Get creative. All right, guys. I hope it's been helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you when I see you.